In Texas, if a police officer calls or a detective calls you and says, I would like you to come down and give your side of the story to an incident, or if they call and say, I want you to come down and talk to you, I would suggest you immediately call a criminal defense lawyer that's handled those type of cases or handled that situation before. Normally, what I instruct my client to do is call the officer back, or I'll call the officer and say, he's not going to come down and meet with you. That's my advice. And so you're acting on the advice of a lawyer. Do not refuse to go down. I would suggest that you tell the officer you're going to talk to a lawyer first, because there are some risk in going down and talking to the police officer. In 25 years, I've probably gone down 2 or 3 times with a client and met with police officers and met with the detectives, and ultimately those cases were dismissed. However, it's very risky to go down, especially without a lawyer, because the normal situation is when you walk in the room, the detective will tell you you're free to leave and you're not under arrest and you're there voluntarily, and he puts you at ease. But if you're not under arrest and you're free to leave, then he doesn't have to read you your Miranda rights. He doesn't have to describe the risk you're taking. And so people very often think they can go in and just freewheel and talk, and it's very risky. And very often you can say things that are very innocent, very, you would think wouldn't be able to be used against you, but the fact is the officer may find a way to use that incident against you. Also, you may end up, if down the road, if you find out that an incident, the date of an alleged incident, you may end up having a defense to it. You may be able to have an alibi. You may have been out of state. But when you meet with the officer, you don't probably know the exact date. You know the allegation. And very often they'll get you to commit to something. Were you drinking? Is it possible you were intoxicated? All those questions could come back and hurt you. And so it's best to talk to a lawyer first and make an informed decision about whether you want to go down and meet with a police officer.